All right, perfect. Let's get the video cam up and running. There you go. Hopefully everybody can see the video cam. Perfect. All right. So welcome, everybody. My name is Fausto. Thanks for being here. And hopefully everybody's been having a very interesting coronavirus type of thing that's been going on. But let me tell you something. This is obviously has been one of the greatest market conditions that I've seen in over 12 years. We've been having some great volatility. For some people, probably not as excited as we are. But you know what? That's what trading is all about. And I'm glad that you guys made the opportunity to be here so we kind of talk about it, because some people are freaking out. They don't know, do we sell? Do we buy more? Do we, what do we do in a catastrophe? What does this really mean? And I'm hopefully going to be able to answer those questions in great detail. Now, regarding about the video you just saw just earlier, we just played a clip of some testimonials of some of the students that you're going to get the opportunity to meet after today's presentation, because the whole goal today is I'm looking to teach people how to trade. And because the goal is I'm looking for people that want to be part of my team. The way we make money in trading is we trade together. So we're looking, look at this more as a job interview. We're not here just to say, oh, I'm going to tell you what to go up, what's going down. Like Taz, just brought up, he says he did pretty well on that LK trade. And yeah, we did great on that LK trade. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or Facebook, but I posted up my PNL on that trade. That was just unbelievable. Stock went from 25 down to 4 in like 30 minutes. And some killed it on the short. Some guys made a killing on the long. And that's what it's all about. Love this job. So if you're a person here that is looking for a free iPad, looking to who's going to win the next car, or waiting for that next stimulus check that's coming in, I'm telling you right now, you're in the wrong business, because trading is not about free stuff. It's about, having the opportunity to say, you know what? I made, 5,000, 10,000 on LK today, right, Taz? Or 15,000. And I could buy my own watch. And I could do it every day, because think about it. A lot of people are stuck at home now and they can't go to work. So what are they doing? They're like, they have nothing to do. Well, why not trade the market? This is what we were built on. This is how things got started. But you got to know how to play the game right. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Craig says that was an amazing watch this morning. And you know what? There's going to be so many more like that. And you see it. I haven't seen something drop from 25 down to 4 like that. But listen, we're going to talk about that. And for some of you here that are new and don't understand what we're talking about, I'm going to show you the art of trading. So if you look right here on the PowerPoint, basically, I'm going to talk about, how we trade the bear markets. How do we follow the smart money when it comes to trading? 80% of the people out there are reading charts backwards. I'm going to kind of show you how that is even possible. And, and how these orders kind of get filled, so we know what it's all about. You see, the thing is this, and I'm just going to fix something here really quick. There we go. It's got so many moving windows right here. So, our job and what your job is to find somebody that you could trade with and is going to mentor you. Now, let me just tell you a little about Cyber Trade University, and I want to tell you the history about it, because I want you guys to understand that I'm just a human just like you. I'm just a person that has an interest that you hear all these politicians bashing, we got to go after Wall Street. These guys got to pay more and this and that. Okay, makes sense. But why are they making so much money? How do they know they're making so much money? And if that's really the job, like when we used to grow up, people says, oh, you got to be doctors or lawyers. Doctors or lawyers, they make them. What about being in the market? You don't hear them going after doctors and lawyers. They're going after Wall Street. So my thing is this: why not just join them? Well, why are they going after them so much? What do they really make that much money? And yeah, they do. And that's what I'm about to show you. And let me tell you, I live here in New York. This is the financial capital of the world. Okay, unfortunately, I'm in a hot spot right now, and I've been locked up in my house. I have all my staff working remotely. So, and I guess everyone's starting to get used to it now. Now it's like the norm. Even like the local news companies are broadcasting live from their homes. But I've been doing this for 25 years, broadcasting and doing webinar technology. So to me, some of you are probably shocked. To me, this is like, oh, it looks like now they're starting to realize that this is the norm and this is the future. But the thing is this, we don't have to go to work. I know some people here are worried about their jobs and getting laid off and this and that. And just start your own business. Don't worry about these handouts up. Just start your own business in trading. So let me just tell you a little bit about CyberTrading University, and then I'm going to teach you a couple of strategies that are going to literally make you fall off your chair. And then you guys will be so excited to come and join us in the original trading room. And every single one of you are going to be showing up. I'm going to invite every one of you there because you're going to see something that's going to blow your mind. Not how much money we make, but how much we control our losses, because that's the big thing that people have to learn. It's not about the winners. It's the losers they have an issue with. Now, I started when I was 22 years old. And just give you a little brief background. I want to bore you with this, but I was a failure. Listen, I was 22 years old. I didn't know I had to go work for somebody. I didn't want to work for somebody. You know, and you know how 22-year-olds are young kids, the younger generation. You know, the entitlements, this, that, whatever it may be. And that's okay. You know, listen, we've all been there. But the thing is this. I'm sitting and watching these people make so much money living here. I see these kids driving these nice, fancy cars. I'm like, what do they do for a living? And most people think like, oh, their dad bought them. No, they actually in the brokerage industry. And I found that the companies that make the most money is in the trading department. So I tried to do it on my own, failed miserably. Finally, I said, I took a job as a trader. I says, you know what? I didn't want to do it because probably the same reason why people don't want to spend money on education. I didn't want to split the profits back then. But you know what? Half is better than losing money, right? Let me tell you what I've learned and what you're going to learn today. On the first day on the job, never, ever, ever should have put my first trade down, because everything I did was the total opposite what I was supposed to do. I didn't know that you could actually see where the orders are in the market. I didn't know you could actually see what market makers are doing. I didn't know I had the wrong brokerage platform, everything. And I'm like, and you know what? It kind of put a relief on me because I was starting to realize like, after all the money I lost, I'm like, you know what? That really wasn't that bad. You know what? I deserve it. You really, it's like you have to admit you're wrong. And if you can't admit that you're wrong, you should not be trading, because part of losing, making money is learning how to lose money. Because once you learn how to stop losing, that's how you make more. But anyway, make a long story short, I was basically semi-retired by the age of 24 years old. Okay. But I obviously, what was a 24-year-old going to do being, retired? So I love trading. So I started the first educational school in the industry. Yes. CyberTrading University is the first school in the industry of trading. You can go back and look back as far as you want. Okay. You have my word for it. Trust me. The reason I started CyberTrading University is because when I left my brokerage firm, they told me, they says, Fausto, you can't, now just because you think you're a great trader doesn't mean you could continue your streak. You have to trade with people. You have to start learning. And I didn't want to open up a brokerage firm. So my mentors told me how to start teaching people. So I found this so-called webinar technology. And I started traveling around the world, which I didn't like. And I started just doing webinars. And there you go. CyberTrading University was born. And now we're one of the largest, most endorsed educational schools in the industry. And you'll see why. Okay. So the big thing is this. That's how I really got started when it came into trading. And I love teaching people and I love trading people. But more importantly, I love making money. The big thing I hate about trading is I hate seeing people lose money. And you know what? There really is no reason for it. You should not be losing money when it comes to trading. The reason why people lose is because of not being educated. They're not trading with anybody else. And, and just don't know how to take losses. But the thing is, once you start trading with people, that's how you get better at it. So I got two great photographs right here. I just want to share with you. I have two families. I got my personal family and I got my traders family. And we're like a family at CTU. And you see that we all care about each other. We love each other. We work together. We trade together. And that's really what you need. This is not the Fausto show. You're not going to see me pound my chest. You're not going to see me brag. Listen, I beat every school I competed against. I've been to every Traders Challenge out there. But you know what? Does that make you money? I finally realized, I says, you know what? Does that ego really help me? Like, does that make you money? No. Doesn't mean I'm a great teacher. So the only way you guys are going to learn if you actually have a good trader, a good mentor, is obviously watching the other traders and see if they're making money. Now, obviously, we're all here for probably one of the big things that a lot of us are finding out, this coronavirus thing. This thing is destroying everything as we know it. Listen, the economy was on a roar. I mean, honestly, if we didn't have the coronavirus, I probably would predict we'd be at like maybe 35,000 on the Dow right now. I mean, there was nothing. Everything was going perfectly. But it's incredible how this little virus just destroyed everything. Just shut down the whole United States, the whole world. So the thing is this. Unfortunately, catastrophes do make opportunities. And I've been through some of the biggest catastrophes. The only one I was not in was 1987. But I've been through the flash crash, the internet bubble, the financial crisis, Hurricane Sandy. I mean, you said it. I was there. And some people never really were able to recover from those bad times. You know why I was able to recover? Because I'm a day trader. And day traders don't hold positions overnight. We just make our money and we're in cash. It's the people that hold positions that get themselves in trouble. Now, and now all of a sudden, like, what do? Do I hold on to it? You see, what's nice when you day trade, you make your money and that's it. So right now you have a great opportunity. I don't know if you guys follow me on YouTube or Facebook. I know we're broadcasting live on YouTube right now. But the thing is, when you find out that there's a cycle of things that were moving during the coronavirus. I've been talking about this for the past almost month and 2 months now. I was actually at NASDAQ's, the NASDAQ data center. And if you follow me, I'm also a regular guest on NASDAQ. And I was talking about that back then. And shockingly, they really don't want me to talk about these kind of stocks because that's not really their forte. They're like more ETF, stuff like that. But I did bring some of them up and I said, listen, you're starting to see all these pharmaceutical stocks moving, everything else. And then once that wave came by, because the pharmaceutical stocks trying to come out with the cure for the coronavirus, then it was the crash. Then it was all brand names. Then it was the oil stocks started getting crushed because now you had this war going on. Today you have a big little rally because now it looks like I think this war between Russia and Saudi Arabia is going to, they're both raising the white flags. They're all getting crushed. But the thing is, there's so many opportunities out there. And here you are sitting at home, confined to your house, not knowing what to do, probably sitting there trying to think of the next dish you're going to make tonight, which is great. You're communicating with your family more, probably watched every TV show, but trading's not a full-time job. You can just make your money in the day and that's it. So when you see things like the Dow getting crushed and you're freaking out and you're sitting there watching TV and stuff like, just trade it. Why couldn't you short it? Oh, I don't know to short. Isn't that risky? Of course, listen, you jump in a car, you're risking your life. You just got to know how to play the game. And that, as I find, is the biggest reason why people lose in trading. They just don't know how to play the game and they make things more complicated than what it is. So basically, is this the time to invest? No, this is the time to trade the market. That's really what it's going on right now. Forget about investing because people ask me, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? You know what? I thought I found the bottom a month ago, actually 3 weeks ago. I traded Boeing. I bought at 170 when it dropped from 350. I thought that was a screaming buy. Do I invest? Of course I do. But I ended up averaging down. I had to buy more at 100. And I did pretty well because it went back to 180. So the thing is, it's time to trade. Like this morning, like once again, which a lot of you guys are mentioning, like LK. When's the last time you saw a stock go from 25 down to 4, not overnight, during the market hours, during pre-market? I'm getting chats right now on my Instagram. People are like, how did you buy that at $4? The market wasn't even open up. By the time it opened up, it was at 6. That's the difference between being an amateur and being a professional trader. So like I said, disasters create opportunities, and that's why we're here. If it was the airline stocks, if it was the cruise stocks, whatever it may be, this is what makes opportunity. And you can see some of these things. This is not even a monthly chart or a weekly chart. This is a daily chart. Why couldn't you short the stock? Something wrong with that? Does it make you a bad person? At the end of the day, I made several $1,000s today. My wife's happy about that. She says, oh, why are you being so rude and negative? Why'd you short LK? Is that a bad thing? No, it's going to go down with you or without you. So why not join them? But you got to know how to follow the markets, and that's what it's all about. So, so how do we go out there, ladies and gentlemen, and trade some of these stocks and these Corona stocks and see what's happening in the market? We need to follow the orders. We need to follow the money. That's where it comes down to. So, let me see what I got right here. Okay, so how do we find a lot of these stocks? So let's get right to it and start learning and understanding the trading part of it. I don't care what I trade, period. And neither should you. You know why you're here? To make money. That's it. You're here to make money. As simple as that. You don't care what Apron is doing, Blue Apron. You don't care about BMRA. It was up 500%. By the way, that's a over the course of one day, by the way. You don't care about shorting a stock like CEFZ down 85%. What is that? Who cares? Who cares? You don't really care. At the end of the day, all you care about is making money. You think when I go talk to my wife and tell her, about the stocks that I traded, she goes like, what did they do? All she cares about how much money I made. All she cares about, could you pay for my kids' college? Or some of you here, like maybe, could I pay? Listen, Social Security is not going to pay enough. Can I pay for my medication? Could I pay my rent? No, I'm waiting for the stimulus package. Oh yeah, really great. That $1,200 is going to change your life. Come on, guys. Do you really need $1,200? You know what? If I had to borrow $1,200 from somebody, you seriously got some major problems. You really, really are in big trouble. You should not be in that predicament. But unfortunately, some of us losing our jobs, and the longer this goes on, the worse it's going to get. So why not maybe make a change? Make a change. Start learning how to trade. Be part of a successful team and start doing it. But the way to do it is the wrong way that most people do it. They start watching YouTube. They start seeing people advertising on YouTube. They see the ads on top. Learn how to day trade. Learn how to trade. Listen. The best place to learn, and I'm not saying that because we are the best. You have to make that decision. Look at the brokerage firms. See who they endorse. See what listen to the traders out there. You know what I mean? Be careful of marketing, because marketing is a big issue. But also look at some of the stocks they trade. You don't got to trade. You don't need a lot of money to do this, by the way. That's another thing I do want to kind of stress out. So what is our strategy here at Cyber Trade University? How to know where to buy and sell. That's basically it. So this is how 90% of the traders fail in trading. Okay. Because I'm more of I wouldn't say I'm more of a negative guy. I'm just more of a conservative guy. And the reason why a lot of people fail is because they just don't know how to take losses. They don't know how to get out of it. They have the wrong platform and they get themselves in trouble. So let me tell you how 90% of the people fail. And then we're going to talk about how the 90% succeed. First thing they do is they have the wrong execution system. They get the wrong platform, the wrong brokerage firm. That's the first mistake they make. They're like, I got to get a brokerage account. Listen, you do not need a brokerage account to trade. Okay. You first have to learn how to trade. Then once you learn how to trade, then you'll know which brokerage firm is right for you. If you're an options trader or a swing trader or Forex trader, whatever it is, which, by the way, you know what? I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. I'm just curious. What kind of trader is everyone anyway? Let me just launch a poll here. There we go. Everybody see the poll up there? Could you guys just tell me? I want to see what kind of trader is everyone. We got stocks, options, futures, and Forex, and investors. Let's see how you all answer this question. I'm sitting here talking away, and I need to take a drink of my coffee in my New York Jets cup. Don't hate me for it. Okay, so we're going to share this poll. So it looks like we got a lot of you that are stock traders. Okay, I'm going to share that result with you. So just kind of tell you guys a little bit about it. I'm actually a day trader, and the reason why I'm a day trader is because I like to sleep at night. With day traders, we in and out the same day. That's what day trading is. Swing trading is you're holding a position overnight. It's a lot more riskier. You need a lot more money. And, it's a lot more involved with indicators and everything else. Options trading is the next hardest thing to do because now there's a lot of strategies. The spreads are bigger. You got time to beat. So if you want to be an options trader, a swing trader, those are great, but you damn well better learn how to day trade first. Once you know how to day trade, then you can get better. Then they'll teach you how to be a good swing trader, good options trader. I'm not really a commodities guy. You just lose money faster in commodities. It's, and anyway, being in New York, this financial capital of the world. But when I watch TV, I don't really hear them talk about commodities. I hear them talk about the stock market. Every day is about the stock market. What stock this stock's doing? What's that stock doing? What this stock? So I figure I just, there's so much data out there, information. I'd rather just listen to that, which kind of helps me, trade the market. But I'm glad I got that out of the way. Now, let me talk about the platforms. There are 3 ways of reading data, which, by the way, I have a question for everybody here. I want you to put this in the chat. Could everyone just answer this one question? How does the stock market go up and down? What drives stocks up and down? Let's see how you answer this question. Okay, thanks, Pat. Craig. Daryl. Okay, not fear and greed. Okay, Charles, not fear and greed. Buyers and sellers, supply and demand. Okay, is everybody agree to that? I want you to just stick that through your head, because 90% of people don't think that way. They don't. They think and you'll see why. Just please keep that concept of supply and demand, buyers and sellers. So now the question I have to ask you is this: how do you guys see the supply and demand? What makes you distinguish a buyer and a seller out there? How do you know where the buyers are? How do you know where the sellers are? Well, Fred, we're going to talk about that next. Level 3. Well, Scott, level 2 doesn't give you all that data. Does not. You need to see the orders, really. You need to see where the buyers and sellers are. Now, think about that. Wow, buyers and sellers. So no charts, no platforms, no indicators, just buyers and sellers. Kind of makes sense, right? If you go to an auction and you see old people raising their hand, they want to buy the stock over there. I mean, did you need an indicator to tell you that? You're there, you're on the auction floor, you see they're bidding for a car, you see the buyer, you see the seller. Do you need to go through your book and say, is he a real guy? Or what does that hand signal mean? Does he really need to, does he have other people? Like, what's his strategy behind that? And what's that car really worth? Listen, you see the buyer, you see the seller, supply and demand. Simple as that. First place to see where the supply and demand is on level 1, which is basically you look at a level, you look at TV, you look at the orders, right away you see what the stock is doing, but it doesn't tell you anything. It just tells you what the bid and offer is. It doesn't tell you who's buying it at 1476 and who's selling at 1477. It's not seeing you anything. What's the volume going to tell you? Oh, the average volume. Okay, so the volume's higher than yesterday. Big deal. So then there was this one other thing that came out about back in the 90s, kind of it's outdated ever since, is level 2. Now, level 2 is pretty cool. I mean, it worked out great in the 90s. Now it's outdated. You look at level 2 and like people are like, oh yeah, I got level 2. Yeah, okay, great. What does that do for you? What does it tell you? It doesn't show you all the orders. I mean, you could see, hold on, let me get my pointer right here so you guys can follow along. Okay. So you could see the market maker, the brokerage firm's ID. You could see the price they want to buy it for. You could see how many shares they want to buy at that price, but doesn't show you all their orders. And it's only showing you the best bid and the best offer. It's not showing you everything. So that's why, if you notice, do you really use level 2? Oh, we got to offer level 2 with level 2. It's worthless. Okay. Now, what you do need is right here. This is called Total View. This is on this is NASDAQ's, what we call their ECN book. This is where you're going to see all the orders. Now, have any of you guys ever heard of something called Instinet? I don't know if you read my book, How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game. Back then, I was one of the original SOS bandits that started. And back then, we had a machine that was called the Instinet machine. Okay? Think about what the word means. Instinet. It's the institutions placing their orders. That was what level 3 is today. Level 2 only show you the brokerage firm. Level 3 showed you where the institutions were. Remember, how do stocks go up and down? Supply and demand. Get used to that. I'm going to get you sick of those two words by the time we're done with today's webinar. Okay. So now Total View is going to show you where all the buyers and all the sellers are. Now, remember, where the buyers and sellers are, there's a lot of orders out there, but what we're looking at is where is the more majority of the supply and demand. Okay. Now, a question to all of you here is, I'm going to do a quick poll right here. Do you have level 3 access? Let's see how you guys answer this. By the way, if you're a student of CyberTradingu University, please don't answer. This is prior CTU. Okay. Does everybody have the poll up there? Let's look at the poll showing up. The poll's not showing up. Hold on. I see you guys putting in, we're using Zoom. We've been using Zoom since it went public, and Zoom has been basically getting slammed. So the technology, I believe, is crashing a little bit. But so it looks like the poll's not working. But you guys are putting in the chat room. Okay, so a lot of you saying no. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. All right. So let me explain to you what it is. Total View is going to give you 20 times more data than level 2. What that means that you're going to see 20 times more orders than you would see on level 2, and over 100 times more orders than level 1. See, level 1 is only showing you the best bid and the best offer. Total View is showing you all the bids at every single price and all the sellers at every single price. Now, what you're about to see right now is going to shock you, and it's going to be very disturbing. And the first thing people tell me is this: how the hell does no one else talk about this stuff? And my answer to you is this: because they never worked as a brokerage firm. They were never a professional trader. That's where it comes down. Listen, they're not bad people. It's just like, listen, if you want to learn, from from traders, then you have to learn from traders. All right. So what we got right here is we're looking at MGM. All right. Now this is started at 9:30 to 12 o'clock. If you see here in the bottom, this is the time it started in the morning. And right at the gate at 9 o'clock, the stock was a great short. It went from $11 all the way down to $9. Great short. 1,000 shares short right there. 2 points. Do that every day. That's a $2,000 profit. There's your $500,000 job. Okay. Not bad for a day's pay on $11 stock, but that's not what I'm concerned about. What I want to point out is, why did it stop at 9? Why didn't it go to 7? Why didn't it stop at 10? Why $9? And by the way, that's a candlestick, and each one of those bars are 1-minute bars. So you could see for several minutes, it never wanted to go below $9. Why is that? Well, obviously there was a buyer out there, but the chart doesn't tell you that. But when you look over here on the right, and you look at MGM, and you look at the book viewer, and you look at, because what you're looking for is buyers. Okay. The buyers were out there. And when you look right here, there was 102,000 shares looking to be bought at $9. And there was over 40 different orders out there. Now you have to understand there's orders everywhere. The person that wants to pay the most for MGM was at $9.23 a share, but he only wanted to buy 200 shares, and it was one guy. Next guy was down at 920, 1,300. 4 different people made up that 1,300 shares. So when you look at these numbers, people get discouraged. You're like, I understand there's so many numbers. I don't know what to watch. That's great. You don't have to. What you have to look for is something that we call here at CyberTradingu University is the iceberg orders. And right down here, that is what's called an iceberg order, a big block order. And it kind of makes sense. No wonder why the stock bounced at 9, because there was a lot of shares. Now you think about it. Do you want to go out there and compete against a guy that's looking to sell $900,000 worth of stock? What are you trading? $9,900? You got $900,000 that can be bought there. I think I would probably want to hold on or buy it at that price. And then that's why the stock literally ricocheted 9 all the way back to 11. Okay, let's look at the resistance levels. Okay. INO, starts at $12 and, at 12:30 in the afternoon, stock goes from $5, bam, all the way to about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3:30, goes all the way to $9. Hell, just from 12 to 1, the thing ran from 5 to 7. Not bad for a day's pay, right? But why did it not go to 12? Why did it stop at 15? Why 9? What does 9 have to do with it? Well, 9 is what we call a resistance level. What makes a resistance level? Sellers. When you look at the book viewer and you look at the sell order side, you'll notice that there are 626 different orders that make up 288,000 shares at $9. Who do you think you're going to be more scared of? The guy that's looking to sell 100 shares, 4,000 shares, or 288,000 shares? So when you go out there and trade and you're trying to figure out how to have a game plan, okay, the game plan is what makes a support and resistance levels, buyers and sellers. Now, how do I know this? This is not the Fausto Nachi indicator. Remember, I was a market maker. This is what I used to do. This is how I was trained. And when I stepped in the first day on the job, when my mentors taught me how to trade, when I worked and was trying to get a job as a trader, as a market maker, all they told me what to do is follow that guy. Now, let me tell you the difference of why most people don't do it. Back then, and this is why there wasn't that many of us. Back then, to get this data cost me $1,000 a month. Think about that for a second. $1,000 a month for this data. Now, 25 years ago, for a 22-year-old kid to come up with $1,000 is a lot of money. But my mentors, you know what they told me? Oh, don't worry about it. It'll pay for itself. They're like, how's that going to happen? Because you're going to make $1,000 a day. So if you make $1,000 a day, what's the big deal? You're paying $1,000 a month for the data. And I'm like, kind of makes sense. They're like, well, then why does anybody want to do it? I don't know. You have to ask them, because some people really don't, obviously want to try it first for free and see how it goes from there. Now, does this data cost $1,000 a month? No. You know what it costs today? 15 lousy stinking dollars. $15. And you still can't get people to buy it. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. I did my due diligence. I did my job. If they want to be that ignorant, they could lose all their money. Because you think $15 is expensive? Try ignorance. And back then, I paid $1,000 for this data. Okay? The difference what changed from 1995 till today is that things got cheaper, ticket charges got cheaper, technology got better. Okay? And back then, I used to pay $20 a trade. Today, you get in for free. And people still can't make money. Try to get into a trade, being in a hole for $50 before you even sell the stock, and paying $1,000 for platform. So, it was, it worked. It worked out. And that's what you guys have the opportunity right now. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do it now. But what I'm looking for is to teach you people how to find these iceberg orders, because technology is cheap and there's no software out there that's going to help you find iceberg orders. I need you guys to do it, but I need to teach you how to play the game. And let me tell you something. It's a hell of a game. All right, let's have a little fun here. We're going to look at the stock Twitter. Okay. Now, is Twitter going up or down, everyone? What do you think Twitter's doing? Looking at this chart, what do you guys predict the stock is going to do? Eric has a question. So can you show level 2 versus book viewer so we can see the difference? Absolutely, Eric. And you know what? You're going to see that at the end of today's presentation when I invite you to my trading room. Okay. And Scott, we're going to answer that question in a minute. His question is, what about iceberg orders suddenly disappear? We're going to get to that. That's coming up in the next few slides. Okay. So anyway, you look at the chart. Start at 25. It's at 23. 10 minutes later. If you said it was going down, congratulations. You're absolutely correct. So right now, you just passed the first test. I know it's a very stupid question, but this is the same stupid question that my mentors gave me. There's like, just want to make sure we're on the same page. And believe me, there's some people think, oh, it's going to start going up now because whatever, you start having people start counting the candles and the wicks and the high and low and everything. Right away, boom, down. Okay. Now, here's a $64,000 question. When is it going to start to go up? What do you need? What do you use to know when the stock is going to start trending back up again? Because we know it's not going to go to zero, which could happen. Actually, I thought LK was going to go to zero today, but it didn't happen. You need volume? Almost. You need buyers, right, Steve? Right, Bob? We need buyers. Could everyone just write that down? Buyers. Okay. So how do we find the buyers? Does the Thinkorswim platform tell me it? Does the Fidelity tell me that? What? How do I find the buyers? Does the chart tell me that? Does the Mr. Fibonacci tell me that? Does Mr. Bollinger Band? How do I find the buyers? I don't see any buyers on a chart. The chart's actually the past history. It's not indicative of the future. Oh, look at that. Daniel, Vinish, Mike, Bill. We need level 3, right? Oh, wow. What a coincidence. Everybody now is starting to realize it. Well, I don't know. I guess we got to see where the buyers are. Okay. Let's go here on the book view on NASDAQ. Looking for buyers. We're going to look at the buy column. Buy orders. Pretty self-explanatory. Bid is what people looking to buy it. The highest price someone's looking to buy it right now is at 23.25. You got 600 shares, 200. Do I really think that's a demand? I think this guy's more of a demand at 3,900. Holy crap. 108,000 shares looking to be bought at 23.20. 12 different people out there make up that 108,000 shares. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call a support level. That is what I call a demand. That you will not see on an indicator, that you will not see on a platform, that you will not see on, on level 2. Only way you're going to see that is using level 3. So what do you think is going to happen when we get down to 23.20 in theory? It's going to bounce. And did it bounce? Not only did it bounce, it went from 23.20 to 25.40. How's that look in your bank account right now? How do we predict that? Listen, I'm not making this stuff up. I just follow the money. That's all you have to do. You just have to follow the damn money. And everybody think that there's some crystal ball out there and, a new technology. Just follow the money. That's all you have to do. And when I teach my traders, and every one of you are going to be invited to see it live in the market, we all need to, you're going to see us how we follow the money. Getting back to the LK trade, that stock had a 1 million share buyer that was sitting at $4 and did not want to break $4. The stock dropped almost 25 points, 20 points in a matter of 30 minutes. And then it stayed at $4 for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes it sat there. I mean, seeing this guy out there looking to buy a big block order at $4. Well, who was the guy at 4? Why did he buy 4? You think I care? I'm not an analyst. I don't know what that guy's thinking. I'm not going to question his integrity or his account. I don't have $1 million shares to buy. He does. I'm only looking to trade a few thousand. Hell, if you bought 1,000 shares, that stock at $4. Guess what? It ran all the way to 1050. Couple of questions coming here. So when we ask price volume, absolutely, Tom, same concept. How many sellers are showing during that time? Well, on this one, on that one, it was like hundreds of buyers. All right. Without using a trading system, without using a chart, without using anything, we're just going to focus right off the data. Okay. Can you guys tell me where is the resistance levels on Uber? In theory, where do you think resistance levels would be? Let's see how you answer this question. If you don't know the answer to this, just give me a question mark. Amy, I didn't hear from you. Alan, Barry, come on, guys. Bob, don't be embarrassed. Don't listen. You want to be a good trader and you want to be part of my team. First thing you got to do is you got to learn how to talk. And you can't be shy. Because if you're getting attacked and you don't let us know, how are we going to help you? You know what I'm saying? It's part of the team. Dave said, how often this updates? Every minute, 5 minutes, every second. This is like nanoseconds. So if you said the answer is 2470, congratulations. You're absolutely right. Now you think about this for a second. Without looking at anything else, just looking at the raw data, you have just now witnessed what market makers do on the floor of the exchange. You ever notice when they're on the floor of the exchange, you always see them looking up and they're looking at some tablet and you're like, what the hell are they looking at? Like, where's their 6 monitors? You know, where's their, where's their news feed, whatever. They're looking at orders. They're seeing if certain people are getting executed, and this is what they're looking at. And this is what triggers other things like algorithms, everything else. Well, guess what? Let's go back to what majority of the people do today. Look at the beautiful chart. Ooh, black, green, red, 5 soldiers. What does this chart tell me? Tells me it's going up. But we were thinking when we looked at here, there's a seller out there, but the chart says it's going up. But this says it's a lot of sellers out there, but the chart says it's going up. So think about how many of you are not even looking at the data. You're looking at the chart. You and 99% of the people out there are thinking the exact same thing. Stock's at 22, it's at 24, stock's trending up, beautiful stock. Yeah, great. Guess what? Did exactly what you thought it was until it bumped into that guy at 163,000 shares, and then it went from 2460 down to 2320. Has that ever happened to you before? You're sitting there and you're like, I don't understand. Why did it go down? Everything said it was going up. My MACD said it wasn't going to do that. When it crossed with my 200 moving average, it didn't do that. What the hell drove it down all of a sudden? Well, I don't know. Did you see that big seller out there? No. Okay, question to everybody. Does that seem hard? Anybody lost so far? Anybody lost? Good. No, Fred, you're not. Daryl, you're not. Vanish says, no, but this is the coolest stuff ever. So Vanish, I guess you and everybody else, you want to see this live? You want to come and see this live in the market and see us actually, because you remember, we're looking at screenshots, and I hate showing PowerPoints because anybody can make a really good looking PowerPoint, but sometimes I'm just kind of giving you basic stuff right now to kind of just, ease you in. So it's not as complicated as it seems. Hell yeah. Anyone else? Anybody want to join and come in my original trading room and see people doing this all day and seeing level 2, how different it is off level 3 and seeing these orders? Good. Because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to come join me and see this. And you know what? With this coronavirus thing could probably be the best wake-up call for you ever. Because think about it, we're all quarantined at home. We don't even know, some of us, that we have a job. Some of you or even have an account and are investing and don't even know, you need that money. Well, guess what? There is no better time than to start trading then. Don't worry about that, entitlement check, that stimulus check that's going out. Go out there and make it yourself. Let somebody else keep it. You know what? We're making that a day. We don't need that. Believe me. Like I said, if you're seriously depending on that check, you got real issues. You got real problem, and that's not good. Why not go out there and just trade the market? Why not go after it? Because that's all they talk about. The stock market. What's the stock market do? You know what? If you can't beat them, join them. That's what it's all about. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, these are called iceberg orders. And what I'm looking for is to train people like you in this room to learn how to go out there and find these orders. So we could have a game plan and make money trading together. just like guys like Andrea and Kent All and everybody else. And I know we had some students in here, but we traded LK today, called it out to a T. Major resistance levels at 1050. What did stock do? Stock got halted several times in the morning. Boom, came straight back down. That's what it's all about. Now, let me answer some of the other questions because some of the people asking me this question. How do you know they're fake orders? Okay, first of all, there's no such thing as a fake order. You can't put an order out there. This is not like fake news, okay? Can somebody cancel an order? Of course they could, but the guy's going to put himself at risk to get executed. So listen, no, those are real orders. Absolutely. And can someone cancel an order? Of course they could, but those are absolutely real. Now, question is this. Can somebody buy that order? Can it break through that resistance? Well, two things have to happen. The guy has to change his mind and cancel it, or he could actually get executed. Like an example right here. INO, big seller out there at $9. 626 different orders out there, made up 288,000 shares. Look what happened. It busted right through 9 and went all the way to 10. How is that possible? Well, if you look over here on the time and sales window, do you notice all the greens? Buy. That is a confirmation that transactions are getting executed on the offer. Who do you think that guy is getting executed? The one right there of 288,000 shares. And you know what? This is something that you're going to see in the trading room. We're looking at these orders. We're like, oh, we're coming to an Iceberg order. And we're like, holy crap, somebody's buying it from him. They're actually buying it from that seller. This thing's going to break out. And you'll see that number go like people just hitting the orders. The algorithms are kicking in. So what do? If you own it, you hold on. If you're not in, we all jump in. That's all. So trading is a lot of fun. You just, like I said, you just got to learn how to play the game. And I want to show you guys how it is, because the thing is this, what do you have to lose? You come in there, you see what's going on. I know a lot of you here have been listening. If you've done your due diligence, you probably attended other events with other people. And I highly recommend you do, just don't buy anything until you're really ready and you're really convinced. Because I'm telling you right now, you're going to have to spend some money. Okay. I had to pay $1,000 a month just to get level 3. $15, I think, is a screaming steal. Okay. And that's not our software. That's NASDAQ. You're buying it from them. We're not in the software business. We're in the trading business. So the thing is this, you just got to know how to play the game. And the thing is, once you find not only a good mentor, but find a good team, then you'll know what to do. So if you're a futures and options trader, I know we have a bunch of people in there that's saying that, listen, you should sample a little bit of everything, but then you'll understand how to play the game. And once you know how to play the game, you'll know exactly why these things go up and down the way they do. So anyway, these are just a couple of more examples regarding, but we're running out of time here, and I want to get to the end because I got to get ready to trade this afternoon. We got a nice little rally in the market, and it's just been a great day so far. It's also hump day, which makes it the week better. But the thing is this, like I mentioned earlier, every single one of you, I just want to remind you, you need to learn from the mentors, and you're going to need to learn from more than one. So please keep in mind that, and when I mean my mentors, I'm not talking like your friends. Okay. I'm talking about learning from different schools, guys that are very well known in the industry. And once again, try not to get oversold on these ads on the internet. Okay. It should be more of a, ask around, get a referral, and listen to the referrals. That is the most important part. Listen to other people. Now, once you understand about why trading is great and you see what's going on with this whole coronavirus and we're all locked up in our house, listen, you're going to spend more time with your family. You're going to want to do the things you always wanted to do. Listen, you're not going to have a boss. You're not going to have to worry about getting furloughed. You don't have to worry about losing your job right now. I mean, and some of you are probably retired too. So listen, you got to do something. You need to make supplemental income. Why not trade? Why not trade? Listen, the worst thing that could happen is that you find out it's not for you, right? That's the worst thing that could happen. Could you imagine the good thing that comes out of it? So what I like to finish off and just tell you this. We're so proud and so honored that We are endorsed by more brokerage firms than anyone in the industry. Every one of these brokerage firms, I just want you to understand, they do background checks on me and my staff. They do criminal checks on my staff. Believe me, none of them would ever have CyberTrading University come do presentations for them if they thought we were teaching people how to lose money. So we have a big reputation here, and we really like to keep it that way. And if you don't move forward with CTU, just make sure if you do go with somebody that they are, accredited. Okay. Now, this is what you're going to get. I want to invite all of you to come and join my original trading room. This is my trading room, not my teaching room. And we start at 8 o'clock in the morning and we're done at the afternoon. We trade up to about 4:30. We do commentary, in the trading room. You're going to get watch list, everything. Now, this is the original trading room that I started. You're seeing people starting to copy, and, it's great. It's fine. It's flattering, but you want to go to the original one. You want to see what it's all about and why other people are doing it. Come to the original one. I'm going to invite every single one of you to come join me. Now, this is the big thing. Do not judge me on our winners. Okay? That does not make you money. I want you to judge us on the losers, how we take losses. You see, that is what our motto here at CyberTrading University. We don't teach you how to make money. We teach you how to stop losing it. That's what it's all about. And this is what I'm asking. I need to know if you're a real person. Okay? $9. $9, that's all it is. I actually lose money at $9, a lot. The $9 is more like an application fee. We just want to make sure you say you are. We know who you are. And not only that, but we want to give you the professionalism. We want you to be able to talk to our staff. And this is what you're going to get for $9. You're going to get 1 week in my room live. You're going to teach a pre-market, after-market. You're going to get a crash course on day trading. You're going to get daily market meetings. You're going to get your own personal education virus. You're actually going to talk to somebody. That's the other thing that freaks me out. People like, you know what? You're the first company that actually called me. And even there's someone actually I could talk to that knows what he's talking about, not sending me some, answering service. Yeah, you know what? Because when you make an investment, you want to make sure that you're going to have somebody who's going to give you the customer service, because that's one of the biggest failure rates. A lot of us need hand holding. And you know what? You're going to get all this good stuff. And as a bonus, if you register right now, the first 20 people, I personally, will give you a personal coaching class. Now, why would I waste my time? Understand something. Right now, you're interviewing me. When it comes time in the trading room, I'm going to have to interview you, because I'm just going to warn you. A lot of you are going to do this trial and you're really not really qualified to trade. And that's okay. And I'll give you $9 back. But the thing is this, you're better off me telling you the truth than just trying to sit there and some other company just trying to pawn on a training course on you. Listen, trading's not for everybody. And that's okay. I say it all the time. But you won't know until someone actually consults you. And you won't know until you actually see people doing it. So right up on the screen, you'll notice that my staff is posting up the link. Click on that link right now. Get registered. And then as soon as you register, you're going to get access to our portal page. You're going to get access to the trading room. You're going to be talking to an education advisor. You're going to set up an appointment. He's going to make you're going to see, he's going to tell you what's going on in the room. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of you are going to be really, really freaked out, because you're going to be like, holy crap, how did I not know this stuff? Well, and you're going to realize that trading is not as complicated as it is. And you're going to see people, grandmas and grandpas, making six figures, and like, how the hell are they doing this stuff? And like I said, don't look at me. Don't count my money. And you know what you're going to learn? You're going to learn in the trading room. I don't even tell anybody what to do. You're going to see them talk themselves. And like, I don't understand, Fausto. How do they know what they're doing? Because I train them how to do it. Because we're trading together like a team. So go out there, guys. $9. You got nothing to lose. Let me know if you're a real person. I'll get you in my trading room and we'll go from there. All right. Couple of questions here. Does the trading room include level 3? No, we're not in the software business. And I actually do not want you to buy level 3. It will be broadcasted. You will see it. And you're going to see us using it. And they're actually fair. There's actually another one. There's something called level 4, which I didn't even tell you about that one. That's this right here. This thing is just unbelievable. Wait till I show you this one right here. This thing's crazy. You're going to start, when I start showing you this stuff, where you see all these big orders, like 27,000 share orders out there. I mean, this thing is just, here's LK. You got, look right here. 798,000 shares sitting right here at $6. Okay. When you start seeing stuff like that, that's when you're going to start learning how to trade. But you're going to see all this good stuff there. Okay. But before you spend any money, I don't want you to spend any money other than $9. Then we'll worry about brokerage accounts and you worry about paying $15 for that. But right now, let's just see if trading is for you. So do not lose this opportunity. You're stuck at home anyway. What else are you going to do? You only need to be there for an hour in the first hour or the last hour. And let's start changing a career in it. Craig says, holy crap. Never saw that before. Craig, you have no effing idea what you're going to see. You're going to sit there. You know what the sad part is? I'll tell you the truth. I have people that take courses with other people and like, I wish I met you sooner. I just paid $5,000 with a course with somebody. I'm like, you know what? The good thing of that is that you probably would never found us if you didn't take that course anyway. I mean, I have people that taken courses with other people, and you know what? That's okay. But let's just start out and do something. I just started with you yesterday, Craig. Craig, are you in this? Thank you very much, Craig. Craig says, I love you. Thank you too. I love you too. Having a great time, right? Craig, listen, at the end of the day, listen, it's all about, I just want you guys to have a better life. You hear about this $2 trillion stimulus package. You hear about people getting bailed out. You hear about them giving all these entitlements. And it's like, you know what? Why even, we all want to be in our business for our own, right? So why not take this opportunity now? Now you finally have a chance. You're doing nothing anyway. Now you're just going home. Let's start doing it, because who knows, your job's going to be back there in 30 days. You know what I mean? $9. That's all you got. $9. All right. Just a couple of shout outs right here. I got a couple of people that just reading off. Jill from Iowa just got your registration. Mike from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Patel from London got your registration. Congratulations. Guys, now remember, when you register, just please keep in mind that you have to talk to an education advisor. Because I don't want you to get confused. When you go in there, you're going to be like, I don't know what's going on. Listen, we want to show you our customer service. We want to show you how much we care. We want to show you how knowledgeable we are. We want you to trust us, because at the end of the day, if you're going to take this seriously, you want to make sure we got you back, because at the end of the day, the way I make money is by you trading. If you're not trading with me, I'm not going to make any money. Okay. I mean, listen, I'm not here for charity. Neither should you. Okay. And that's the way it looks at it. I got a couple of questions here. Yeah, but I don't know. Is that the platform you're using? Webbull? I never heard of it, but listen, when you come into the trading room, if it has similar features like ours, then you're fine. All right. Would I like to start Monday? I need to call. Do I need to call that? Okay. So Daniel says, could I start on Monday? Yeah, Daniel, that's fine. You know what? You could start on Monday. It's good because you could watch some of the videos, in your portal page that will teach you some lingos. You'll talk to education advisor today or tomorrow, and then just start on Monday. Actually, it actually works out better. You know what I mean? But sometimes when things are fresh in your mind, you just want to just kind of do it. Was that currently a trial completely blown away? Gary saying, you know what? That's unbelievable. I like that. You know what? I'm going to copy and paste that right there. There you go. Thanks a lot, Gary. Appreciate it. Gary, listen, there's so much more that's going to come to it now, and like I tell everybody, when you finally do a couple of days in the room and then you talk to education advisor and he'll set up an appointment for some of you lucky ones to talk to me. We're going to have a good sit down, answer your questions, and then we're going to make a decision if it's time to move forward and move forward with CT or not. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of people don't know what they're getting themselves involved in until they actually do it. That's the big thing. Mary says, do I trade gold? I do trade some gold ETFs. Yeah, I mean, we trade some. But Mary, you know what? The thing is, and you'll see this when you come in the trading room, Mary, that sometimes gold doesn't really move. And if you actually trade the bullion, the coin, it's like a $40-$50 spread on that thing. So it's like, it's all about less risk with more reward, right? Isn't that what it's about? At the end of the day, if you trade gold, you trade airlines, if you're trading cruise stocks, if you're trading pharmaceutical, whatever it may be, whatever's hot, coffee, you know what I mean? Starbucks, LK, whatever's just hot for the day, you just want to make your day's pay. That's it. That's what you're going to get in the trading room. It's us working together like a team saying, oh my God, look, this stock is up 30%. It's going to 50%. Gold doesn't go that much. So that's the reason why. But listen, they're over, and like some of you are just bringing up, like today, like one big industry that moved pretty good. President Trump was tweeting about oil. All the oil stocks took off. All the oil stocks just made a big pop. They went up like 10, 20% in a matter of like 10 minutes. Who doesn't want that job? People can't even, kills me. People would die to make 10% a year. A year. Die for 10% a year. We're making 10% a day. Do that over the course of over the year. And granted, you don't win every day. You do lose, part of the game. Actually, losing helps you become better, as winners. But you can't even make even 10% a year. By the way, JD, regarding about being a subscriber, just please don't put no emails. Well, nobody can read your email and stuff like that. But listen, you know what? You got my email right here. Actually, I'll put it in there. Just click on that registration. Or if you guys have any questions, this is very important because I forgot to say this, c2corp.com. Listen, if any of you guys want a recommendation, like say, Fausto, I'm not really a day trader. I like my options, but just send me an email and I'll refer a couple of people that are really reputable in this industry. There's only about 2 or 3 people. If it's commodities, if it's Forex, or just send me an email. I'll be happy to tell you who I would recommend to you, because I'd rather you go to a horse's mouth and you sitting there whacking your brain and hopefully you don't get sold some YouTube ad or some Instagram ad out there. That guy paid, $10 to get your information, just let me just tell you how a referral. All right. Now, guys, I have to go. I got to get ready. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to play one last video. So don't go anywhere. We're going to play a video of me doing a presentation on NASDAQ, talking about Total View again, the latest one that I did. And so by the time, as you guys register and do your thing and get ready, once you fill that out, enjoy the video it's about a 10-minute video. I think you guys will enjoy it. And then I'll see you all in the trading room. Okay. Now, listen, there's some of you who are not going to move forward CTU. And unless I get it, I'm not going to get offended. It might not be the right time. I mean, you got to be crazy. Today is actually one of the greatest times ever. But, who knows? I don't know what your situation is. Or maybe you just don't like the way I look or like the way I sound, or maybe don't understand. I get it. That's fine. But I'm just warning for the ones that don't move forward. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very dangerous job. Okay. And I'm not talking about like being a miner or a policeman or whatever. You can lose everything. You can lose everything. And you would never even know how that even happened. And people lost a lot of money, in the past month. So if you're not going to learn from me, learn from somebody, and you got to learn from multiple people, and you got to spend a little money to kind of really get in to see what the truth is. All right. Don't spend a lot, just spend a little, like we're doing with asking for $9. See what the real truth is. And then you can make a real educated decision if you want to move forward, because it's not for everybody. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank the staff of CTU. Thank everybody. Sit back, enjoy the video, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the trading room. And guys, be safe out there. Please pay attention. Do not go outside. This coronavirus, I just want to leave off on that. Please be safe. Don't, if you want to hurt yourself, that's one thing. Don't hurt other people. This thing is extremely contagious, and it's killing, thousands and thousands of people. So just be safe out there. So you have an excuse to stick around. All right. Good luck, everybody. Happy trading.
Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Fausto Pugliese. He's the founder and president of Cybertrading University. We're going to take a look at how traders are using Total View. And Fausto, it could not be a better time to have you in with us at Marketplace, because with everything going on, the volatility we've seen in the market since you were with us in the middle of February last time.
That was pretty crazy.
Traders are asking themselves, what's the bottom, what's the top? But as a day trader, you can kind of get an inside look when you're looking at a single stock.
Yeah, what it is, Jill, is that, thanks for having me again. And yes, when it comes to day trading, people realize that what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade and to a long-term investment. And my phone's been blowing up. People could ask me, Fausto, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Because we're looking at the market all day. And honestly, this is how you really know when it's the bottom. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news and just constantly all negative stuff, and the market's not going any lower, that's when you know it's time to buy. So as you see, like, a lot of bad news keeps coming up, and then obviously you saw what happened yesterday when they lowered the Fed rate by a half. It took for a big decline, and all of a sudden the market's up with about almost like 900 points so far. So, and there's still a lot of bad news that's coming out with the coronavirus and everything else, but that's really when you know when you hit the bottom. So for some of the listeners out there that really missed the boat when the market had a big rally, you almost hit 30,000. You know, these are the opportunities. You know, honestly, it is like the same thing I saw back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. So once you start seeing all the bad news, things start backing up, start going up.
All right, let's take a look at our example here today. We're going to look at ticker symbol MRNA, NASDAQ listed, of course. What are we looking at? Where's the levels that you're looking to sell?
Okay, so listen, what is mRNA? You know, I keep bringing up stocks, and people are like, what is this company do? It doesn't matter. We're just here to make money. The main goal about Total View is you have to understand how it works, how to know where the buyers and sellers are. It's all about supply and demand. That's why it's such a great tool. So we're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at the stock right here. And the first thing people notice is, like, the stock's going up beautifully. Nice. Look at the stock. Started this morning. It's at 25.80. It's at 28. Is it going higher? Now, the goal is, why does the stock keep breaking out? It hits a resistance, it comes back down. It breaks the previous resistance, keeps going up. How do you know it's going to keep breaking higher highs? And that, what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring a video so you all could see exactly what it's like to see in the real market conditions.
All right, so let's move along to our next slide here. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's take a look at Total View. I'm going to let you take the reins. Tell us what's happening here.
Okay, so we got like a little minute video here. So we're looking at some real time. And the key here is time and sales. These are the transactions that are taking place. We're looking at level 2. Level 2 is basically people get for free, but it doesn't give you the depth of data as Total View does. Now, the key here is that you don't see that many sellers out there. You're just seeing the best bid and best offer of that exchange. But you'll notice how the stock keeps going higher. What we need to focus on is where you see the big sellers. And you're looking for big orders. You got 51 different orders out there, right around 28. Things are going so quickly, I try to slow it down. So right around $28.50. So that is really your resistance level. So when you're looking at a stock going out, going higher, you're going to say, is the stock going to break out? So you see it's coming up to this guy right here really quickly. You see it's coming up. It's coming up to this person right here. So 70,000 shares. 5,000 shares. So it's going to come up to that seller. Now, the goal is this. Is that guy going to get executed? Remember, you have 100 share sellers, 300 shares, 1,000. But you have a big order out there. You want to see if that guy gets executed, and you want to see if that's how it breaks out. Remember, what makes support and resistance levels is buyers and sellers. So you got a seller out there. So we're coming up to that seller right here. Now, the goal is to look right here and see if that seller gets executed. And you see it's coming up to the seller. And boom, the guy gets taken out. It's actually executing it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See all those trades actions? It took the guy out. Now look how fast the stock goes up. From 250, we're at 260, 270, 280, boom, like that, as quickly as that. That's why it's so important to know where the orders are, know where the resistance, and see if the guy gets taken out. Now, when we get to the next slide, look at it. We're already at 2880.
Yep, and you can see these 35,000.
Which is, exactly. Now, this is the next order. Now, the next question is, here's the next biggest resistance. There's 33,000 shares. There's 100 different orders out there. Now, then that's where the next resistance level is. So the goal is, you hit a resistance, where's the next resistance? The next resistance is the next biggest seller. So now we're coming up to him, and we're going to see what's going to happen when he gets to 29.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Well, also, this is about a 5-minute video that I was able to capture when we traded this stock, and I kind of speeded it up over about a minute, so it doesn't move as quickly. Boom, we hit 29, the guy got taken out again, and look at the stock just took off again. And the thing I want to explain to you, Jill, is that, and your listeners have to understand, is that when you have a big seller out there and that guy gets taken out, that is a very big demand. Someone says, oh, wow, I'll take that 30,000 shares. And that's why you get the stock that really, really starts to take off. Now, the next thing is that you're going to get some resistance levels. It's going to start backing off. There's always profit taking going on, right?
Of course.
So when you have profit taking going on, you could see profit taking going on. But the question is it really a profit taking, or is it just people just, or is it really going to go lower? In this case, it's not. Seller got done. Remember, we just watched the stock go from 28 to 29. Now look at it. We're at 29.50 already. Stock just keeps going higher and higher because those sellers are getting executed. As those sellers get executed, that means there's a demand for it. When you see big block orders out there, it makes a bigger demand, and that makes it go higher. Now, the next resistance level, obviously, is going to be where we have to focus on where the next biggest orders are. So we got some, no, I think we freeze, right? We're done?
Nope, we have a little bit more to go here.
We slow down over here. Yep, we're done. Oh. So the next video we're going to show.
You can actually go to our slide here. So this is where you're looking at those levels.
Right. So we're looking at the seller. So we have a 67,000 share seller at 28. So now we have to look what we call iceberg orders.
What does that mean?
Okay. So it's a funny story. So I came up with this word about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. Okay. Actually, go watch that movie. Very sad movie. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, what happened to Titanic? It hit an iceberg. And the thing is, everybody was focused on the pretty of the ship and above the water. They didn't realize it's not what's above the water, it's at the bottom of the water. Icebergs are really big. So what happened, it crashed and it sunk. So what we're looking for is big iceberg orders, which we call, some people call them big block orders, but when you see a big order, it's called an iceberg order. So now we're looking at a 28.90 and we're looking for a resistance. Once again, stock's going higher, we need to focus on the next resistance level.
All right, which is on the next chart here. If we take a look, yep.
So here's just a quick little screenshot. So as we're looking at it, you see, it's a lot easier when you're focusing on, when you're just looking at the level, the total view, and it's easy to point it out. Now, please keep in mind, your listeners have to understand, we're fast forwarding this pretty quickly to get to the point. It doesn't move this quickly. But I'm showing right here is just a quick screenshot. What we're focusing on is this big order right here for 73,000 shares, and there's 315 different orders out there making up that 73,000. Now, the thing I just want to point out is, I just want to teach everyone a quick little lesson.
Yeah.
Don't ever sell anything at $30. Go out at $29.99. You just cut the line by...
So that's for anything that's at an even number.
Biggest trick I was taught by my mentors when I was younger. Listen, everybody's going to think 30. Everybody's going to think 20. Go out $21.99. You just cut the line by 73,000 shares. That's a very good.
It's like selling a house or buying a house. It's like that, those incremental psychological levels.
Well, if you remember, if you look at it, the stock has a penny intervals. And so that's a little tip. But the thing is, let's focus on what happens to the 30. You know, just right off the bat, you know that's a major resistance levels, and that's what we have to focus on. That's for the stock to go any higher, it's got to get through that 73,000 share seller on total view.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next slide. See what happens next. Now we're going to get the other piece of the trade.
Okay, so here we're looking at the stock moving. Here's 29.45, 29.48, 62. 67. So the sellers are getting executed. You can see the transactions taking place, but we know that there's that guy sitting right here. And now his order's coming up. Look, he's starting making up the ranking. It's getting up to 30. It's getting close to him. So let's watch what happens. 74, 70. Look at the transactions taking place. It's trying to get there. And by the way, those orders, they're all real. People think like they're fake. Those are real orders. Can a guy cancel it? Of course they can cancel it. But that you have to take very seriously, and that's a real order out there. So now as we're looking at it, and as it's trading, it's trying to
Works for all kinds of stocks, ETFs. Would it work for ETFs also?
ETFs, futures, options. It works the same way. Remember, it's the movement of the stock that makes all those other things. Yes,
right.
ETFs and everything else. You could look up any ETF and it'll come up on total view. Look, now we're down to 29.
Yep.
So my point that I'm getting to is this. If you didn't have a game plan, Jill, and didn't know that that seller was out there, and you try to like
And actually, if we go to the next slide, this is exactly what you were talking about. There's your level right there.
If you didn't have a game plan and knew that seller was out there, and look at that candle, that stock literally moved. Look how fast it moved in that one bar chart. If you didn't have a game plan to get out there before that guy was out there, and if you didn't what we call shaving, if you didn't shave just before that 30 and cut that line, guess what? You would just look how much money you would have lost. That stock didn't even drop from 30. Look where it went to.
Wow.
730, you would have got crushed on that trade. Because what happens, if that seller's out there and he's not getting executed, he really had to sell that order, Jill, how is he going to get out? He's got to sell to the buyers. If he hits the bid, he's running that stock down, not you and I. Remember, we're not trading 74,000, someone else is, and it's not one person. We saw it was like there was several people out there doing it. And that's how you got to focus on using the total view when you trade in today's volatile markets.
All right, so cool to actually watch it happen in real time. Thanks so much for doing that for us, Fausto. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.